All right, we're live again on the next exciting episode of Blood, Sweat, and Indie Effects. I am Collier, the host of this craziness, and with me this week is the extremely talented Jade. Please, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Pretty good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, thank you. So, please tell us about yourself. How did you get started in makeup effects and indie effects and all sorts of that crazy world?
Well, my name's Jade, as you just heard. When I was a kid, mainly your typical story, I grew up watching lots of horror movies, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead 2, Frankenstein. I watched Tales from the Crypt every week and Elvira. So it definitely piqued an interest, but I just never thought I could make the monsters that I saw on the movies I watched, until eventually I was just like, I stopped messing around with cotton and latex, and I was like, if I want to do this, I have to really do this. And I just started teaching myself how to sculpt and make prosthetics and molds and make props, and then eventually word got around and my friends asked me to work on sets, and then it led into other clients asking me to be on set, and this is what I do. So
It's what you do. It's your thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, so what were some of the movies that you watched religiously, or did you watch any the behind the scenes stuff too to try
Oh
to
my God.
sneak a peek at what how they did the stuff?
Yeah, that's actually where I learned things first.
Before all this fancy YouTubes.
Yes, and before I'm not super old, but I watched the VHS special features at the end of the movie, or if they had a second VHS, I would watch the behind the scenes, and I would literally pause things, and it would be videos of them on set, but I'd pause it and look everywhere on the set or in the shop to see what they were using. And sometimes they would say, oh, this is what we did for this scene. And I mean, they wouldn't explain it fully because you would be there for an hour. But
yeah, they have to talk down to people who don't quite know.
Yeah,
and
so
I'm sure
I
right
kind of
now we got a lot of kids watching, being like, "What's this VHS thing?" Yes, kids. Before there was DVD, there was VHS. Look it up.
Yes, be kind, rewind. Don't forget. Never forget.
Never forget.
But I would watch it, and mainly, I'm trying to think, I'd watch a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street. That was the first horror movie I ever watched as a kid, and I want to say I was 4 when my mom let me watch it.
Oh, your mom
I was terrified.
Watch it.
Yeah, my mom and dad were they kind of, I mean, I don't, I'm happy they let me watch what I did.
They enjoy traumatizing you.
Yes, oh my God, I watched Evil Dead when I was 5. I was we had a cellar.
Oh,
I wouldn't walk by it during the day. My mom was take the trash out, and I would cry. I'm I can't. She's, Cheryl's gonna get me. I can't do this.
You could hear her singing in the cellar.
It was so scary. I mean, the cellar was scary by itself, but after watching that movie, and eventually it turned to one of my favorite movies that I watched constantly, that and Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. But I watched a lot of Tales from the Crypt, and in the beginning, when he pops out of the casket, I used to hide behind my TV because it used to scare me. I don't know. Now I fall asleep to horror movies. That's how I fall asleep. I just put it on at night and then I go to bed. But
yeah, it's a weird thing I've noticed. I know I've been through this, and I'm sure countless other artists in our independent industry, where you sort of grow up being terrified. My dad was a cruel prankster, and I remember one time I was watching a dinosaur documentary. He just flipped the channel to Alien Resurrection, so I got to see a chest burster not only burst through a guy's chest, but also through that one guy's head.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! My mom loved Aliens too.
Oh.
That didn't scare me so much, other than the oh my God, I forgot the name. But when they come out the egg, I used to get freaked out because they reminded me of spider. Yeah, they used to creep me out. But she would watch it constantly. So eventually, I got kind of oh, this is cool.
Oh, it's just Alien.
When I was, It's just an alien. But when I was
It's just
younger, supposedly, I don't remember this because I think I was like 2 or 3. My mom put The Exorcist on, and apparently, I used to laugh at that movie. Now, I'm terrified. Like that's the only movie that actually gives me nightmares. The makeup, Dick Smith.
Yeah.
It still like holds up, and I try to like things I'm scared of, like movie wise, I'll look the makeup process and like the prosthetics they use, and it kind of like desensitizes me a little bit. But still, like when you see the process of Reagan getting into her whole getup, I still get freaked out, and the makeup's not fully done. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, goodbye. So,
Yeah, not for me.
Also, can you talk to those out there that, especially those who are aspiring makeup artists, what are some of your preferred mediums when you're working on a makeup? And what is your methodology behind choosing any medium you choose?
I guess sculpting, for like my crafts, because I do, I make other crafts mainly like on personal projects. I use Super Sculpey. I like it because it's real smooth and like wax in a way. I use Chavant for sculpting. I still haven't got a chance to use Monster Clay, which I'm hoping I'll find that in a couple weeks. I heard like a lot of good things about it.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful clay to work with.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that it melts really nice too.
Yes, it sorry to interrupt for a moment. Just a moment for those who haven't also are curious about Monster Clay. It's a very in the words of other people who've said it, it's like the best of both worlds. It has great qualities of an oil-based clay, and it has a nice translucency of stuff like Sculpey. So that's just a
really?
little, yeah. So that's just a little heads up about what's the pros of Monster Clay. So please continue though.
Cool. Mainly like the products I use, like I use a lot of Premiere products like PPI, Skin Illustrator, and sometimes like when I use silicone a lot. I still use gelatin for like prosthetics and stuff like that. I like it because you can reuse it, because if there's any overflow with silicone, that's just it.
Yeah, you're screwed out of like $90.
Because I eyeball it and I'm like, oh, this is enough. Either it's too little or too much, and then I'm just screwed out of money. So gelatin is what I like to use because it is reusable. I mean, depending on the weather you're going to be putting the prosthetic in, if it's too hot, it kind of doesn't work well. But mainly I work with gelatin and silicone the most, only because, I mean, as of right now, I'm going to be building my own foam latex oven to teach myself how to make foam latex appliances. So I'm pretty much just stuck in gelatin and silicone with some latex here and there, but I don't really work with just like regular latex.
Yeah.
Personal preference.
Oh, yeah. So you mentioned Skill Illustrator. Please tell us, is there any preferred palettes that you like to use? Have you used like multiple different types of palettes, or do you just like to stick to one that you know?
I stick mainly to 2. I have like about 5, but I mainly stick to the FX palette and probably the zombie palette. I like the colors in there, like the browns I'll use for, sometimes use it for contouring. And you can even just mix any colors in your FX palette, because they have some primary colors. So you can use that and make colors that are not in the palette already. And it's just easier and more versatile for me on set. So.
Yeah, because I remember so far I've only worked with the Howard Berger palette, which I love because you get a lot of diversity, and while you're not dealing with the primary colors. I don't like the primary colors because I'm lazy. I don't like mixing. I like the just unique colors.
Right there, and that's it. Like, yeah, no, I get it, because I had to like, it's good, I guess, to know color theory as a makeup artist. I still have some trouble with it. I forget. I'm like, oh yeah, this makes this color, but it's good when I like kind of forget a palette, or I'm like, you know what, I don't have this color and I have to tweak it and like make it more customizable. But those are like the main 2 palettes that I like to work with.
Yeah. So since we're all discussing getting in towards, can you please describe what is your makeup, your creative process when you're going about designing a makeup? Like if you guys guys don't know Jade, she's doing a wonderful job with this tooth fairy makeup she's working on recently. So go into your process on designing a makeup.
So I guess like I have two different processes for two different situations. If it's a personal project, you know, I'll take my time and I'm relaxed and blah, blah, blah. But when a client asks me to do a makeup and I know I can do it, I tend to like overthink it. And I'm like, oh my God, I freak out a little bit. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? How do I go about this? But mainly I just kind of sit down. I'm like, okay, let me go through the step by step as to how I would do this before I even try and start. Mainly it helps me relax and think clearly. I mean, I'm not the best artist in the sense of drawing. So sometimes I'll try and draw, but it just looks like a lot of like creepy stick figure people. So I'll just draw it out, and then I tend to write what I want description wise. Maybe I'll draw a little photo like next to it, whatever. But mainly I map it out, but like in bullets and stuff like that. And then eventually I'll go to each one and put more of elaborate detail. So I know when I go back to the list, I'm like, wait, what did I mean by that? And this way I won't get lost. And then eventually it just slowly starts coming together, and my product that I wanted to make is there. So.
Wow, sounds good. And it looks like, one second. Oh, well, looks like we have some people hanging out, and I'm doing some shout outs now. Looks like we got Jeffrey Kelly and Christine Rose hanging out there. Thank you guys for coming in and chatting. For those of you who want to get a shout out during the show, just feel free to come in and say hi in the little chat box. All you need to do is just say that. So just say hi, and we'll say hi to you right back at you. All right, continuing right along. I've noticed that you had a lot of popularity on Instagram, that you even do some behind the scenes on Instagram. So what really attracts you to that platform in general, as far as showing your makeup and all your work?
I like it because it's a little bit more accessible. I mean, obviously a lot of people use Instagram.
It's obviously more popular on the mobile phone too.
Yeah, and I usually use my phone for reference, or I like taking progress shots of my work. I like to see where I've started to where I'm at now, and so I like to post those. But I like Instagram because it's more personal, and I like to post a lot, like with my work and stuff, or just like whatever I'm doing. And on a Facebook page, after a while, people just don't want to see that. But Instagram, it's like, it's
also, it's great for those that are lazy and just want to post to Instagram, and then you can just connect it to your Facebook and Twitter.
That's what I do. Yes, it's just easier. But also it's really cool because I find other artists, like through hashtags. I'll find other artists and stuff, or I can message them saying, hey, I saw you did this, and could you give me any tips? Or people contact me and ask me stuff, and I'm more than happy to help as much as I can. So I feel like it's really good for artists who are just starting out, or artists who are already established, which there are a lot of artists, established artists on Instagram that you get to see their work, and it's really awesome. It's really inspiring. So that's why mainly I like Instagram. And also now the story feature is really cool. I get to do little, like you said, behind the scenes videos. I'm not the best in front of camera, so the 30-second videos is perfect for me. And this way, any questions I get, I can answer them versus writing it and it kind of coming out weird. And also I could show them sometimes what I'm doing if they want to know.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it, because that's people really like it when you sort of interact with the people that are following you and stuff like that. So it's a good place to do it. Also, so since we're talking about makeups and creatures and stuff, what are some of your favorite types of creatures to make? And are there any creatures that you haven't done yet but you just want to do?
I like zombies. I like to do zombies because there's like a lot you can do with them, especially like depending on what what part of the decaying process they're in, or how they died, or their environment where they are. There's a lot to play with, even though, yes, a lot of people say zombies are overrated, but there's so much you could do with them that can, you know, you can make it your own. I guess a creature that I would like to do in the future, I kind of did it before, but I don't want to, you know, include that because it wasn't that great, was a werewolf, but it would be with like full like creature suit, punched hair, you know, snout, like animatronic head. Like I really want to make your good old fashioned like werewolf.
All right, anybody who wants to make a werewolf movie, contact Jade right now so she can make a full-on werewolf.
Right now, but in the future,
oh,
definitely.
Oh, come on! You can have the convince them to give you enough money to hire people to help you out.
I would. Like, I'm down. I'm down.
That's the goal for all of us. But yeah, with the zombie thing, I can get what some people say when they say they're overrated. Like, I don't like the zombie genre itself, but I like movies that have characters that are zombies, like Jason or Big Ben from House.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I love zombie films. Certain ones, you know, your classic Romero films, love them. I do like The Walking Dead. Greg Nicotero's work in KMB they do great. I like it because you can, their zombies are memorable. That? No. And then I also love their little like characters they throw in. Like they had one from American Werewolf in London. They had one from Dawn of the Dead, like, you know, classic zombies, but they made it in theirs. But they have a lot of zombies that you can recognize on their own. Like you remember them, and I like that. So.
Yeah. And I can see why that's why a lot of people tend to lean towards the zombie stuff in general.
Yeah, so, you can work with it.
Yeah. So, any other things you would like people to know? Like, where can people find you and find your work if they would like to follow you? And please, everybody, go follow her because she's a talented artist.
Thank you. I'm on Instagram. My Instagram name is necro_FX because someone already has necro FX, but don't see anything on it.
Shame on you for taking that to whoever you are.
I don't even think it's a makeup account either. So
oh my god, that's just ridiculous. All right, we gotta get somebody get Lucille that baseball bat from Walking Dead. We're gonna find him.
But
if my buddy Wes Lawson is watching, we need you to get him, Wes.
Like, help me out. But I'm also on Facebook, facebook.com/necrosfx. And I just recently started using my Twitter again, and that's @necrofx for my username. My website right now is currently under construction, so hopefully that will be, you know, coming up soon, and everyone can see a better layout of my work. But mainly, I'm on Instagram, and my Facebook page is where I post the most on there.
All right. Well, I feel like that just about does it. It's been a breezy show, and so please, watching, just go follow her on all the Instagrams and the Facebooks that she listed out. And if you like this show, please subscribe and hit the bell notification because we do a new show with a new artist every week on Thursday. It's a little inconsistent on the timing, but I'm just trying to. It's tough working with different people's schedules, you know. So
artist schedules.
Yeah. So cut us a break, guys. But yeah, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and give a comment. I really like interacting with you guys. So we will see you guys next week. Have a good day.